Good morning, cadets. I hope you have all written the periodic test very well. You have done well in all the subjects. Welcome back to physics classes once again. In the previous video session, if you recall, we have studied magnetic effects of electric current. When the current carrying conductor is placed in a magnetic field, when a current carrying conductor is placed in a perpendicular magnetic field, we could see the movement of the current carrying conductor. Suddenly the current carrying wire or current carrying strip of aluminum could move, get kicked out in a particular direction. When we change the direction of current, the movement was in the opposite direction. This is what we learned it as the magnetic effects of electric current. The current carrying conductor also acts as a magnet. Okay, it is developing its own magnetic field. That becomes the principle of electric motor. And we have learned the structure and working of electric motor. Electric motor is a device which converts electrical energy into mechanical energy, which is based on the principle that a current carrying conductor, when placed in a magnetic field, experiences a sideway force, experiences a mechanical force, and that leads to rotational motion in case of electric motor. Electric motor, the coil, which is a current carrying coil, when placed in the external magnetic field, experiences a force, equal and opposite forces on either side of the rectangular coil. As a result, the coil starts moving. So this is the conclusion of magnetic effects of electric current as an application as electric motor, right? Now we are thinking the reverse effect. Reverse effect, what is that? Is it possible to generate electricity by the movement of magnet, by the movement of magnetic field, or by changing the magnetic field? Reverse. Can it be possible to produce electric current in the conductor if the magnetic field around that conductor is changed? So this was the thought process developed in the mind of Michael Faraday. So you must remember always the name of English scientist Michael Faraday. Michael Faraday is an English scientist, British scientist, who did not get formal education in the schools. I think he was a school dropout. He went to a binding company, book binding shop. So there he read a number of books related to science and did so many experiments and activities, and number of path breaking principles he could find out. Number of path breaking principles he could find out. That is the reverse process of magnetic effect of electric current. That's what we are going to learn it as Faraday's law of electromagnetic induction. Faraday's law of electromagnetic induction, and in chemistry you are learning Faraday's law of electrolysis also, which are very, very important. And based on his inventions and all, his activities and experiments, he got a number of honorary degrees by various universities in England, in Britain. But he did not accept all those honorary degrees. He loved doing science experiments and he became world famous. So now we are learning the path breaking invention by Michael Faraday, that is electromagnetic induction. He did very simple activities. He took a solenoid. It's not a solenoid, you can see it's a coil. This coil is connected to a galvanometer. It is just a coil, or you can call it as a long coil or copper coil connected to a galvanometer. What is galvanometer? Galvanometer is a current detecting device. Current detecting device. It just detects detects whether the current is flowing in a circuit or not. If it is taken into a circuit, if in that circuit when the current is flowing, then it will show deflection. When there is no current in the circuit, it will not show any deflection. The galvanometer is shown by symbol like this. The pointer will be always reading 0. When no current flows through the circuit, the pointer reads 0 deflection. If the current is flowing towards left side, then the deflection of the galvanometer pointer will be towards left. So here will be divisions on either side. On left side as well as right side, there will be divisions. Based on the amount of the current that is flowing, the deflection will be observed. So deflection will be towards left when the current is flowing towards left, and deflection will be towards right when the current flows towards right. Clockwise, anti-clockwise. When the current is anti-clockwise, the deflection will be towards left. When the current is clockwise, the deflection will be towards right. That's how the galvanometer acts as a sensitive current detecting device. A current detecting device. It just detects. It cannot help us how much is the current. It will just detect the current. Even if it is a minute current, it will be able to detect the current. So, a coil is connected to a galvanometer. Both the turns of the coil are both free ends of the coil are connected to a galvanometer, and here is a magnet. So you can call it as coil magnet experiment. Coil magnet experiment. He took the magnet, and the magnet is just pushed inwards. It is a copper coil. When the magnet is just pushed inwards, he could see the sudden kick in the galvanometer. Sudden kick in the galvanometer. Kick in the galvanometer was observed towards left side. Means there should be some kind of current flowing in this direction. Right? We will find out the direction of current and all later. So current would develop in this direction. So what is the direction of current and magnetic field, that we will see later. So there is actually right hand rule again. We have to apply right hand rule. So if you apply right hand rule, see deflection will be, let us say deflection is towards left side. When the magnet is moved out, suddenly when the magnet is moved out, the deflection was found out to be in the opposite direction. When the magnet was held steady, neither the magnet was pushed inwards nor the magnet was pushed outwards, the galvanometer showed 0 deflection. Galvanometer showed, it did not show any deflection. Means only when the magnet was in motion, either inwards or outwards, there was a deflection in the galvanometer. As long as the magnet was moved in and out, there he could observe the deflection in the galvanometer towards left, towards right, towards left and towards right. When he moved in, the deflection was towards right. Yes. And when he moved out, the deflection was towards left. That actual direction of current we will find it out later. Again, we are making use of Fleming's right hand rule here. So before that, let us understand what is electromagnetic induction. Okay. What happened here? When he moved the magnet, you see the magnet is always having magnetic field lines. These magnetic field lines are crossing the turns of this copper wire. And the magnetic field lines coming in contact with these copper lines are increasing when we are pushing the magnet inwards. That increase in magnetic field lines linking with the turns of the coil induced current in the coil. That is what we call it as electromagnetic induction. That is induction of current in the coil, by the movement of magnet in the vicinity of the coil is called electromagnetic induction. This is one activity. Same thing you could observe by the second activity. This you can call it as coil experiment. Coil. He took a coil number 1. This is coil number 1, coil number 2, right? Two coils. Coil number 1 is connected to galvanometer. Just galvanometer without any current in this. And he took another coil which is carrying current. Now close this key. This is the circuit. You see. This is positive terminal of the battery. This is another coil connected to the battery. Two free ends of this coil are connected to the battery, right? When this coil itself moved in and out, when the coil itself is moved inwards and outwards, towards and far away, coil itself, coil movement, or this coil moved by keeping this second coil stationary. First, listen here. Coil 1 is kept at rest. Coil 2 carrying current. It is already carrying current now. Current carrying coil is now moved inward and moved outwards. Move towards and move away. Move towards and move away. When it was moved towards, it showed deflection in one direction. Galvanometer showed the deflection in one direction. When he moved it outward, the sudden deflection was in the opposite direction. Suddenly, there was change in the direction of current. Galvanometer is showing deflection. It means there must be current flowing in the coil. There is no connection. Here also there is no current here. So by just the movement of the magnet, the magnetic field lines which are coming in contact with the turns of this coil are increasing and decreasing. When you take it out, field lines coming in contact with the turns are decreasing. Same thing, the current carrying coil we have studied earlier. Current carrying coil is associated with the magnetic field lines. So the magnetic field lines which are coming in contact with this, the magnetic field lines which are coming in contact with this, you see, they are increasing. They are increasing when there is movement towards the first coil. When the second coil is moving towards the first coil, the number of field lines linking with the turns of this first coil is increasing. So it could induce a current in this first coil. So that current is shown by deflection towards right side. Similarly, when the coil is moved out, the same number of field lines which were coming in contact now started decreasing. Number of field lines coming in contact with the number of turns of the first coil go on decreasing. So the decrease in the magnetic field lines induced again current in the opposite direction. But when the coil was kept stationary, even when the coil was kept very close to it, in the vicinity of it, not in contact, please remember. When it was kept in the vicinity, stationary, there was no deflection. There was no deflection in the galvanometer. Means no current flow in the coil number 1. Means as long as the magnetic field that is coming in contact with the coil number 1, the magnetic field when it was kept changing, there it could produce electric current. It could induce electric current. So this is coil experiment. Now this is interesting. Third one. Both are at rest. This is coil. This is again going to be current carrying coil. Coil number 2, coil number 1. Both are at rest. For understanding, you can think that these two are taken on a PVC pipe, or both are taken on a core, iron core. You can say. You can say both are taken on iron core, and these are insulated copper coils, insulated copper windings. This is coil number 1, coil number 2. See here, he has kept it. He had kept it very close to coil number 1. Again, this is galvanometer. The moment he closed this, this is called a tap key. By just tapping the key, circuit is closed. When the circuit is closed, suddenly there is a flow of current in the coil number 2. This led to deflection in the current in the coil number 1. Suddenly there was a difference in the current, which was found to be the same the opposite direction. The opposite direction. When the key was opened, suddenly when the key was opened, the deflection was found to be in the opposite direction. Suddenly there was a change of direction of current in the coil number 1. This is still more interesting. During the make of the circuit, closing the tap key means a make of the circuit. During the make of the circuit, it could induce current in the coil number 1. There is no connection again. There is no connection. So it could induce current in the coil number 1 in one particular direction, suppose towards right. When you break the circuit, means when you open the circuit, suddenly during the opening of the circuit, during that fraction of second, it could show deflection in the other direction. But when the key was held stationary, when the key was closed permanently, when the key is closed permanently, there was no detection of current. The galvanometer showed zero deflection. This is still more interesting. When the key is closed permanently, only during the make of the circuit, just the moment you close it, it could show deflection and come to zero. Only when during the break of the circuit, when the tap key was opened, again it could show deflection in the other direction and come to zero. Means during the make and break, during the make and break of the circuit, of coil number 2, there was deflection in the galvanometer of coil number 1. So what happens again? During the make, you see the field lines are increasing. The field lines, magnetic field lines which are produced due to the current that is flowing through, the field lines are increasing. The field lines which are coming in contact, they are increasing as a result of increasing magnetic field strength with this coil number 1. It could induce current in this coil number 1. During the break, what happened? When the key is opened, when the moment key is opened, then the same number of field lines which were maximum, now they go on decreasing in number. When the field lines go on decreasing in number, the magnetic field strength went on decreasing. When the magnetic field strength goes on decreasing, again it could induce current in the opposite direction. So this is how he could generate electric current by making use of magnetic field linking with the conductor. Here, magnetic field with the help of magnet in the case of first one, magnetic field with the help of magnet, magnetic field with the help of current carrying coil or current carrying solenoid. The third case again, magnetic field could be produced by make of the circuit and break of the circuit. So in these three processes, if you observe closely, one can generate or one can induce the current in a conductor, current in a conducting coil by changing the magnetic field around it. So this phenomenon is called as electromagnetic induction. This phenomenon was first invented by Michael Faraday, and you are going to learn in class 12 Faraday's law of electromagnetic induction. Right? There he says that the amount of current that is generated depends on the rate at which the magnetic field is changing. More rigorously you move the magnet in and out, more rigorously, more is the strength of current that is generated. Less rigorously if you move slowly and in and out, if the magnet is moved slowly in and out, if the rate of change of magnetic flux is less, the current induced is also less. That is what we call it as Faraday's law of electromagnetic induction. Either you take magnet directly, bar magnet, or you take current carrying coil. The phenomenon is same. The current carrying coil, when it is moved towards and moved outwards, moved towards and moved outwards, the magnetic field lines which are linking with the coil are increasing, decreasing. When you move it towards, the magnetic field lines are increasing. When you move it outwards, the magnetic field lines are decreasing. So by increasing or decreasing the magnetic field strength with the vicinity of the conducting coil, it could induce current in that conducting coil. This phenomenon is called as electromagnetic induction. Same thing here. In this case, during the break, there is sudden increase in the current from zero value. During the make, when you close the key, the moment you close the key, what happens? Current increases from 0 to maximum. During this growth of current from 0 to maximum, the magnetic field lines linking with this coil increases. Number of field lines linking with the coil increases. Magnetic field strength increases. As long as there is a increase in magnetic field strength, there it will show deflection in the galvanometer, means it could generate electric current. Once the key is permanently closed, the current flowing through the coil 2 becomes constant. When the current flowing through the coil 2 becomes constant, the flux, the field lines linking with the coil number 1 becomes constant. When the magnetic field strength becomes constant, when there is no change in it, no current is observed. Galvanometer shows zero reflection. Right? During the break, the moment he opened the key, the current decreased from maximum value to zero value within a fraction of a second. It takes very momentary time, fraction of a second. It decreased from maximum value to zero value. During that decrease of maximum value of current to zero value in the coil number 2, the magnetic field lines which are linking with the coil number 1 are decreasing from maximum value to zero value. So during that decrease of magnetic field strength with the coil number 1, it could generate the current in the opposite direction. So conclusion is that one can generate current in a conductor either by increasing magnetic field around it or decreasing magnetic field around it. This phenomenon is called as electromagnetic induction. So I am going to conclude now. What is electromagnetic induction? The phenomenon of inducing. Inducing means generating. Inducing is the correct term, generating is a common term. The phenomenon of inducing an electric current in a conductor coil by the change means increase in magnetic field or decrease in magnetic field. In general, we can take change by the change of magnetic field around it is called electromagnetic induction. Electromagnetic induction. The phenomenon of inducing an electric current in a conductor coil by the change of magnetic field around it, by the change of magnetic field in the vicinity of it around it, is called as electromagnetic induction. This was actually formulated by Michael Faraday. So we are learning Michael Faraday's law of electromagnetic induction in class 12. As I told you, more rapidly the magnetic field changes with respect to conductor, more is the current induced. Less rapidly the magnetic field changes. Rate at which the magnetic field changes, if it is less, then the current induced is also less. That is the law of electromagnetic induction formulated by Michael Faraday. Okay, what is the direction of this current and all, what is Fleming's right hand rule and all, we'll learn it in the next video session. Okay, so this is very interesting. This is the principle of electric generator. So electromagnetic induction is electromagnetic induction is the principle of electric generator. Is it not the reverse process of magnetic effect of electric current? In the case of magnetic effect of electric current, by passing the electric current through the conductor, keeping it in the magnetic field, one could find the magnetic effect in that conductor. So the conductor undergoes movement. So the coil placed in the magnetic field, the current carrying coil placed in the magnetic field undergoes movement and undergoes rotational movement, and that is how we studied electric motor. This is just the reverse one, right? By changing the magnetic field around a conductor, one can generate electric current. Electric current, induction of electric current by changing the magnetic field around a conductor is called as electromagnetic induction. I think you got the point. If you have doubts, please ask me in the WhatsApp group or in the phone number, in my phone number. Thank you. Have a nice day.